Good morning, Dragons. I'm Mr. Salerno, and this is Flame, and we want to welcome you to the news of Camelot. Today is Monday, April 27th, 2020, and outside today, Flame, it's kind of mild, which is good. High of about 60 degrees. We got through the wet weather through the weekend. It's going to get rainy again in the middle of the week, so beware of that. But overall, a pretty pleasant day today. It is Monday, so we're going to dive into the Positivity Project character trait of the week. I wore my green as a reminder, Flame wore his green, and that is connection and purpose. And as things go, Flame, connection and purpose is a pretty deep and pretty detailed Positivity Project trait. Connection and purpose means that you feel that you are part of something bigger, that no matter what happens in the world or in your life, you are determined and you are resolute, and that you understand that you have a place in the world and that you do whatever it takes to make sure that world of yours feels a connectivity to what it is that you're doing. And the Positivity Project does a real nice job outlining an individual in particular whose name is Malala Yousafzai. And she is an extraordinary lady who won the Nobel Peace Prize for bringing about justice for education for girls, and in particular in her country of Pakistan, where she is from. So, Dragons, if you're not familiar where Pakistan is, if you look at this map, and I'll get our trusty straw out, that purple country right there, that's India, and next to it, bordering it, is Pakistan. And people do not always agree that women should have the same educational rights as men in certain parts of the world. And Malala Yousafzai is documented in the Positivity Project for her bravery, her courage, and her fortitude for knowing that girls, just like anybody else, deserve a chance to get an education. She fought so hard, she actually almost died because someone wanted to take her life. But she persevered, and through the help of her family and friends and some great doctors, she lived on, and she continues to live on even today. So people like that show that type of courage, that know that they're here for a greater good, deserve a lot of credit, but they know that they have a purpose in the world. Speaking of purpose in the world, we have here Diary of a Worm. Now, there's not a lot of connection to Miss Yousafzai and worms, but there is a book called Diary of a Worm, which is pretty funny if you've ever read it. But Flame and I, one of the things we wanted to do this weekend was just dig in the dirt. That's really what we did for about an hour, and we have some good, rich dirt where we were hanging out this weekend. And we went outside right before the show and just took a shovel, stuck it in the ground, and see if we could pull out any worms. And with one little dig, check that out, Dragons. I think I pulled out like 4 worms. Can you see those squirmy wormies? Right, there's 2, I believe, right there. And there are a couple others. And as soon as this show's over, we're going to put them right back in the soil. And worms have a purpose. We might think they're just squishy things, but worms are what help the soil and the trees that are in the soil stay rich. They create little canals for water to get through. They help roots to burrow through as they get stronger and get a greater hold on the soil. Earthworms, in particular, they eat their body weight pretty regularly and pretty routinely, and they chomp up that soil to make it healthier, bringing healthier soil for compost or for planting different vegetables or different fruits. And just digging into the dirt, if you have good dirt and you put your hands in the soil and you pull out some worms, they're harmless. They don't hurt, they don't bite. And fun fact, earthworms actually have no eyes. I thought that was pretty cool. I never thought about that before. They have no eyes. So they won't recognize you, Flame, if you try to stare them down. But earthworms are a great sign that you have good soil. So when you're outside, Dragons, and you're digging around, if you see some earthworms or different worms, know that your soil is in the right place. Dun da da da! It's time for the birthday box. Now, Dragons, we don't have any kids that had any birthdays yesterday, the day before yesterday, or today, which I thought was pretty remarkable. But, good news, we have 2 staff birthdays. Huh? How about about that? We have Miss Brutsky's birthday was April 25th. Happy birthday, Miss Brutsky. And Miss Wazotsky, her birthday was yesterday, April 26th. Happy birthday to our marvelous dragons. We'll check the box again tomorrow. Maybe we'll get some Tuesday birthdays. The mail. Now, dragons, you might remember that on Friday, Flame and I asked you to create a beauty list. Things that we thought were beautiful in your world. And Flame read I read Flame's list to you. And things like tasty fish, right? Or doctors, things that Flame loves and things that are beautiful. Well, we were going through the mail, and we got a wonderful little letter, and we want to read it to you. It goes like this. It says, Dear Flame, you encouraged us to make a list of things that we think are beautiful and that we appreciate. So here is my list. Sammy the snail, Bruno the fish, the garden, art class, Miss Hennessy, Miss Hicks, and blooming flowers. I hope you like my list. Sincerely, Emma in 3rd grade. That is a beautiful list, Emma. And see, so she took the time to appreciate what she has and wanted to share it with us. Thank you, Emma. Speaking of Motherly Mondays, Dear Flame, we wanted to share this with you. This morning, around 4:30, my dog Polly and I were outside happened to find a possum in the bird feeder. And a possum went up the tree, and about 15 minutes later, it came back down and went under our porch. Whoa! I went outside, and the opossum came out and ran under the fence, across the street, and up the hillside. So, dragons, if you're out early and you see something other than birds in a bird feeder, please be careful. Stay safe and remember to wash your paws. Wash your paws. Love, Leanie, and Polly. So, as you know, Flame, my mother cares deeply about you and the show and all of our dragons. And so, dragons, if you're out early before the sun rises, watch out for critters. You don't know what they're going to be after. They might even be after some earthworms or bird feeder seed. And Flame, as you know, loves his bird feeder. Miss Flaherty wrote us. Miss Flaherty says, Dear Dragons, here's wishing you a terrific start to the new week. Did any of you perform random acts of kindness? It's never too late. Please write us. We miss you. Love, Miss Flaherty. Well, Flame, you seem like you're in a great mood. Were you performing acts of kindness on Friday? No? Oh, Saturday. Okay. So you helped vacuum and you brought in the groceries. That is very nice, Flame. Good job. As long as you washed your paws and your claws. Dragons, let us know how you're doing. Do you have some random acts of kindness that you want to share with us? Do you have a beauty list? Do you have a book that you're reading or a poem that you're writing? We want to hear from you. Or a joke. You know how much we love jokes. Just say Dear Flame at the top. You can write Miss Flaherty at akflaherty@fcpsschools.net. You can write me, Mr. Salerno, or you could write the school. We would absolutely love to hear from you. Finally, Dragons, we're in a great mood. It's a new week, and we love game shows, as we said last week. And it was so popular, our game show, our Family Feud style game show, that we thought we'd bring it back today. So, you see off of Flame's shoulder, there are 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to play Virginia's favorite fruits. So these cards each represent the top 5 fruits that are grown in Virginia. So we did some research. We looked at a report from Virginia Tech. If you've ever heard of Virginia Tech, they study a lot of agriculture and different farming. And these are the top 5 fruits that are grown in Virginia. Okay? So we'll give you a moment to think about it. If you think of 5 fruits that are grown in Virginia, okay? And this is in honor of our earthworm buddies that make the soil nice and rich. So here we go. Flame, do you want to get us kicked off? How about number 5? Let's go in backwards order like we did last week. Number 5, Flame, what do you say? I know, I thought that was surprising too. We've got grapes. How about that? The fifth largest fruit producer in the state of Virginia, grapes. Number 4, close, cherries. Cherries. You know, I didn't really start liking cherries until I was older. I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't have them. But cherries are delicious. I love cherries. And usually they come around in late spring, early summer, so it's going to be cherry season soon. Number 3. I got this one, Flame. Number 3. Pears. Pears. Grapes, cherries, pears. So our top 2 are left. Now, I'll tell you, I got number 1. I did not get number 2. Flame, I think you and I have a connection for number 1. What do you think number 2 is? How did you know that? Wow, yeah, I just associated this with more southern climates, but look at that, dragons. Peaches. Who knew? I had no idea. Maybe we'll plant a peach tree after the show, Flame. And number 1, and what you may not know, dragons, is Virginia is the 6th largest producer of apples in the country. Number 6 in the country, and the number 1 fruit in our state. Apples. So, how about that? And I'm sure there's a lot of good climate for different things that we can grow in Virginia. Virginia has a very vast climate. Some of it is hilly, some of it is very rich and rainy, some of it's a little drier, some of it's by the ocean. But nevertheless, Flame and I enjoyed researching that, and we also love digging in the dirt. So overall, a complete show where we get to highlight a few things. We hope you have some connectivity and some purpose today, dragons. On behalf of Flame, I'm Mr. Salerno, and special announcement tomorrow. Tomorrow is T-Shirt Tuesday. So wear a T-shirt that you like, something that you'd like to be proud of, something you want to demonstrate, or a place that you're proud of. It's T-Shirt Tuesday, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.